at the foundation of the counterfeit gospel is the doctrine of predestination, or the belief that God chooses for himself who will be saved and who will be lost, and not the individual. This teaching suggests that sin is an inherited nature, and not a free will choice, essentially denying that Christ came in the flesh, or took upon himself our fallen nature. The result of such teachings is that justification is imputed without sanctification, and that character perfection is impossible, because we cannot stop sinning. This theology leaves men in bondage to the law of sin, and subject to the curse, or death sentence of the law. However, at the foundation of the true gospel is the belief that sin is a free will choice, and not an inherited nature. This teaching declares that Christ came in the flesh, or the fallen nature of men, and chose not to sin, even though his fallen nature, or flesh, tempted him to do so. This gospel declares that we are justified by the sacrifice of Christ, but we are sanctified through a lifelong process that will lead to character perfection, because we have been given the choice to overcome all known sin through the power of the Holy Spirit.
Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word, that he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin, that grace may abound? God forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? Know ye not that so many of us as were baptized into Jesus Christ were baptized into his death? Therefore we are buried with him by baptism into death, that like as Christ was raised up from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we also should walk in newness of life. For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death, or of obedience unto righteousness?
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God, and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good, or whether it be evil.
Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city.